Yes, you heard me correctly. Kirk Frost was arrested for allegedly assaulting Rasheeda. The details are messy, I promise. Kirk Frost truly believed he could continue to get away with this mess. But the truth just knocked on his front door while wearing handcuffs. Before you say no, Kirk again, I'll say yes again. And this time, it's not just some scandal or secret baby drama. According to reports, police were called to the Frost residence following an explosive altercation that left Rasheeda crying. And Kirk was escorted out in handcuffs, appearing to have just realized what was happening. His entire empire is on the verge of collapsing. Hold on, things get worse. Rumor has it that this isn't just a single altercation, but rather the result of years of treachery, shady business dealings, and emotional warfare. Did Rasheeda finally reach her breaking point? And did Kirk lose it because his dark secrets were? I don't even know whether this is going to be revealed or if it's just another dirty chapter in the Endless Frost saga. Either way, grab some popcorn and sit tight because once you hear the facts of what actually happened that night, you might never look at Kirk and Rasheeda the same way again. We've seen Kirk Frost in some awkward circumstances previously due to cheating, scandals, side bases, but is the next level. Kirk Frost is currently incarcerated after reportedly assaulting. Let me tell you the details of this incident. They're going to blow your mind. It was a normal night at the Frost household. Or so everyone assumed Kirk and Rasheeda were home together. Rasheeda? Yes, the Rasheeda. And before you all say, oh, it's just another messy celebrity couple fight, left presumably acting as though their entire business isn't in ruins. But tension had been building behind closed doors for months. To be honest, are we even shocked by all that Kirk has done to Rasheeda over the years? Cheating scandals, financial manipulation, public humiliation? This man was fortunate. According to sources close to the marriage who are always trustworthy, Rasheeda recently confronted Kirk about some dubious business dealings he had been involved in. She hadn't left him yet, but this time she didn't simply consider leaving. She made it known. Rumor has it that Kirk was secretly transferring funds from their joint accounts to private ventures. And guess what? Those ventures allegedly involved another woman. That's right. While Rasheeda was out there establishing an empire and controlling Kirk, this man was allegedly out there securing financing. You are already aware, Rasheeda has endured a lot with Kirk. We witnessed how she supported him during the entire Jasmine Washington paternity drama. And yes, in case you were unaware, Kirk had a whole side baby on Rasheeda while grinning in her face as though he was the ideal husband. This is what reportedly happened. It was late at night, and while looking through financial records, Rasheeda noticed some significant discrepancies. Even after Kirk was caught creeping several times, Rasheeda stayed. But she stole money from her. Oh, that was the last straw. False business identities appeared in their records, and large sums of money were missing from wire transfers to offshore accounts. So Rasheeda did what any astute businesswoman would do and confronted Kirk rather than coming clean like a grown man. Kirk attempted to gaslight her by hitting her with the traditional Rasheeda clearly wasn't having it. According to what I've heard, she was screaming, demanding answers and asking Kirk directly whether he was funding another woman behind her back. Kirk, the smooth-talking manipulator that he is, reportedly attempted to shrug it off. Things turned serious when Rasheeda produced receipts. Apparently, Kirk became defensive and began to say that Rasheeda never showed gratitude for him, that he was the one who created this empire, and that Rasheeda hadn't been working with him for years. Down. Sources claim that after more than an hour of back and forth, Kirk said something that went too far. We're not sure what he said, but it drove Rasheeda over the edge. According to sources, Rasheeda grabbed her phone and threatened to call her lawyer and demand that he give up everything he had. The police report claims that Kirk allegedly snapped at that point, grabbing Rasheeda's arm and pushing her against a wall. Neighbors claim to have heard Rasheeda scream, followed by loud, crashing noises. One neighbor even told reporters they heard glass. When the police arrived, Kirk was supposedly standing in the living room, appearing as if nothing had occurred, while Rasheeda was reportedly crying with red, swollen eyes. There was a pause, and then someone, possibly a neighbor, called 911. The police interrogated both of them. But when the police asked Kirk why he touched Rasheeda, he allegedly said, "It's not that serious." Excuse me, sir. You put your hands on your wife and get arrested. This is where things get even worse. Kirk was cuffed immediately after they took one look at Rasheeda and may have even noticed some bruises. You already know that Kirk has a history of dubious behavior, but is a whole new low. And the fact that he felt he could brush it off as if it were nothing tells you everything you need to know about Kirk Frost. And you can guess what the streets are saying about him. When the news broke that Kirk Frost had been arrested, social media went crazy. Within an hour, some people were shocked, but most people said, "We've been new." Because, let's be honest, Kirk's been out here moving foul for years. The only shocking aspect of the tale is that it took Rasheeda this long to finally say enough is enough. And Rasheeda, oh, she's not playing around this time. According to sources, Rasheeda called her lawyer as soon as Kirk was taken away in handcuffs, and she stated that she intended to file for divorce as soon as possible. She also stated that she would be requesting half of Kirk's possessions. If Kirk believes he is going to leave this situation unchecked, he is going to have a rude awakening. However, This isn't even the most outrageous part of the story. There are rumors that there is more to it. Kirk may be a manipulator, but Rasheeda is a businesswoman who knows exactly how to play this game. That this altercation wasn't just about money. Might have been over a secret Kirk has been keeping for years. When you find out what that secret is, you'll be devastated. But for that, you'll have to wait for part 2 because believe me, this story is only beginning. When we left off, Kirk had just been taken away in handcuffs after allegedly touching Rasheeda. Remember, this wasn't just a heated argument. Part 1 was messy, and you haven't heard anything yet, because the truth about Kirk Frost's arrest is even more disgusting than we initially believed. That went too far. No, this was the outcome of years of financial manipulation, emotional warfare, and betrayal, and Rasheeda finally lost it. To be honest, I don't blame her, but this is the part that will make you choke. It wasn't just about the money, sweetie. There's a whole other. You all recall how I said that Kirk had supposedly been putting money into private ventures potentially to support another lady. Well, that turned out to be more than just a rumor. And the woman involved, let's just say that the scandal is going to make Kirk appear much worse than he already does. People who frequently attended the Frost House report that Rasheeda just learned that Kirk had been covertly supporting Wait for one of her closest friends. Yes, you heard correctly, not just any random person. Rasheeda knew her source well. Someone Rasheeda trusted, whether it was an Instagram model or a woman he met at a friend's club, had been in their home with their children, sitting at their table as if nothing were wrong. Rasheeda had been suspicious for months, observing how the supposed friend was living a little too comfortably. All this time, Rasheeda couldn't understand how this girl was able to afford it. All expensive handbags, lavish vacations, first-class flights until one day she received a tip from another friend who had witnessed Kirk and this woman together at a posh hotel in Atlanta. And guess what? When Rasheeda inquired what kind of business they were discussing, Kirk reportedly didn't even attempt to deny it at first. Instead, he struck her with a typical gaslighting technique. It's not what you think. You're being paranoid, Rasheeda said. It's chatting around 2 a.m. in a private hotel suite. According to those with knowledge of the matter, Kirk reportedly lost it at that point. He verbally and emotionally attacked Rasheeda, accusing her of being insecure and domineering, before saying the one thing that completely turned everything upside down. But perhaps if you gave me more attention, I wouldn't have to search elsewhere. Excuse me, sir. It's the same Rasheeda who supported you after you had a side-up and who created your entire empire while you were out prowling the streets. This is how you justify your betrayal of someone who remained faithful to you when all other women would have left years ago. But believe me, it gets worse because after that argument, Rasheeda reportedly told Kirk she was done. In fact, done that she was calling her lawyer and filing for according to the police report. Kirk allegedly grabbed Rasheeda's phone out of her hand and attempted to erase the evidence when she attempted to retrieve it. Divorce and Kiru all know how these manipulative men act when they realize they're about to lose their meal ticket. That's when things got physical. Rasheeda screamed loud enough for the neighbors to hear when Kirk allegedly grabbed her wrist and pushed her against the wall. Let's the arrest now, as there is much more to this than just a simple domestic disturbance call. When the police arrived, Kirk wasn't just there. When authorities